Chapter 16 Water, a precious resource. Life on earth cannot exist without water. More than 70% of the human body is composed of water. On average, the human body requires 2-3 liters of water each day for proper functioning. Water helps in digestion of food and removal of waste from the human body. It also helps in regulating the body temperature. Just like human beings, plants and animals also need water for their metabolic functions. Water also serves as a natural habitat for aquatic plants and animals. So we can say water is very essential for sustaining life on this earth. It is a renewable natural resource. It is a vital body fluid. There is enough fresh water on the earth to meet our present requirements, but there is a global shortage of usable water. At many places, there is an acute shortage of water. It is estimated that a few years from now, more than one third of the people on our earth will not get sufficient water to live. The water table is falling in most areas. The amount of water recommended by the United Nations for drinking, washing, cooking, and maintaining proper hygiene is a minimum of 50 liters per person per day. This amount is about 2.5 bucket of water per person per day. Dear students, if your family getting at least this much of water, it means you are very lucky, and you should consider yourself fortunate, because millions of people in our country do not get enough water to drink or to sustain all these life processes. So we should conserve water. As we know, the water table is falling in most areas. If something is not done to check it, soon we will be facing water crisis. To prevent it, we should save water. As a part of community efforts in this direction, water harvesting is being encouraged. So it is our responsibility to conserve the water. Now some quick facts about the water. Every year 22nd March is celebrated as World Water Day to bring awareness among the people about the conservation of water. So when is World Water Day celebrated? We celebrate World Water Day every year on 22nd March. Year 2003 was called as the International Year of Fresh Water to bring awareness among the people about the importance of water as a resource and why it is depleting at such a fast rate. So these days or these years are celebrated to motivate the people about the conservation of water, because water is a very vital fluid and we can't maintain life on this earth without water. Now, how much water is available on the earth? About 71% of earth's surface is covered with water, but among this water, about 97% or even more than 97, that is exactly 97.4% of the total water on the earth is in oceans and seas, and it is a saline water. As you can see in these graph, and more than 97% water is saline, and this cannot be used for drinking, domestic uses, irrigation, and for industrial use, because it contains many harmful salts. Only 3% water available on the earth is fresh water. Among this 3% fresh water, about 68.7% of this 3% is in ice caps and glaciers, which is in frozen form, and it is not available for direct use. And groundwater is about 30.1%, other is about 0.9%, and most of the fresh water that is available for use is present in lakes, rivers, etc. So we can use only a very small proportion of the water for our daily use. So it is written 71% of the earth is covered with water, but all of that cannot be consumed by the living organism. The figure which I showed you, that represents that 97% of the earth water is saline, that is present in the oceans, and about 3% of earth water is fresh water, which is present in ice caps, glaciers and underground. This fresh water can be obtained from the underground rivers and lakes. It means only we can use that water which is present in rivers, lakes and underground. The water which is present in ice caps and glacier, that is in frozen form, that is in ice form, and that is not readily available for consumption. Even then, just 1% of our fresh water is easily accessible, with much of it trapped in glaciers and snowfield. Now, different forms of water. Water occurs in nature both in the free as well as in the combined form. Free water occurs as solid, liquid and gas. So, there are three states of water, that is solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. In solid state, it is formed in the form of snow or ice. In the form of liquid, it is present in the form of water, and in the form of steam or water vapors, that is called gaseous form of water. Ice, the solid form of water, is frozen water. Water freezes at about 0 degree Celsius. Solid form of water is seen in the form of glaciers, snow covered mountains and as ice caps in the polar regions. In the liquid form, water exists in the liquid state in river, lakes, oceans and underground. Water in the form of water vapor is present in the air around us. Water changes to gas on boiling at a temperature of about 100 degree Celsius. So we can say in gaseous form, water is present in the form of water vapors in the atmosphere. These three forms of water are interchangeable. Heating or cooling can change the one state of water into another. Ice starts melting at about 0 degree Celsius. This is called the melting point of ice. Water on cooling changes to ice at about 0 degree Celsius. So 0 degree Celsius is also called the freezing point of water. Water changes to water vapor at all temperatures. This is called evaporation. But at very high temperatures, the change happens quickly. When water boils at about 100 degrees Celsius, which is called the boiling point of water, the water rapidly changes into water vapors. And when water vapors are cooled, water is formed. This is called condensation. 3/4 of the earth's surface is water, but how much water is available for human use? As we know, only 3% is fresh water, and very less amount of this fresh water is available for daily uses. Now this is the water cycle. How water cycle is the continuous cycle where water on the earth's surface evaporates due to heat of the sun. The evaporated water travels in the air and becomes a part of the clouds. It then falls down on earth as water due to precipitation and condensation, and then evaporates again. This process repeats again and again in a never ending cycle, and this cycle is called water cycle or the hydrological cycle in nature. This water cycle ensures the availability of water for all living organisms and regulate weather patterns on our planet. So this is the description of water cycle. This is a natural process that continuously happens on earth, and it maintains the amount of water on the earth. It can be divided into 4 phases. Evaporation, the process of changing of water into water vapors due to heat of the sun, is called evaporation. Due to evaporation, water vapors come in the atmosphere. Now the water vapors rises up in the atmosphere and get accumulated above, and on height they condense and form water droplets. These droplets collect together to make the clouds, and this process is called condensation. Third step is precipitation. When the volume of the droplets increases in the atmosphere, they become heavy and they fall on the earth as rainfall, which is called precipitation. and sometime when these rain droplets pass through very colder region, they come on the earth in the form of snow, hail, etc. And last, collection of water. As the water falls back on the earth, it travels along the surface and gets collected at different places like lakes, rivers, sea, oceans, and underground. That's how the water amount of water is regulated on the earth. So water cycle is the main cycle which regulates the amount of water in the on the earth and in the nature. Thank you.